Hey there. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you stopped long enough to recognize just how far you've come? Not how far you still have to go, but how far you've already come. We've worked through resumes, we've worked through LinkedIn profiles, interview preparation, networking strategies, salary conversations, even. And those faith-filled Fridays that helped you helped to carry you through the weeks and the weekends when quitting felt easier than continuing. But today is different. Yes, what is this? The Thursday, July 16th. Different. No prompt, no new framework, no assignment. I just want to take a moment to pause and to reflect and to talk because this was never just content to me. Every worksheet, every strategy, every scripture, every conversation was created for the person who's still showing up. You, still applying, still learning, still believing that something better is possible. Today we're going to look back at what we've built. We're going to talk a little bit about the lessons and the wins that mattered. Talk honestly about where we go next, and certainly if you want to interact with me in the comment section, fantastic. Let's go for it. Remember, there's about a 30-second, 45-second delay because sometimes progress doesn't need another task. It needs to be acknowledged. Welcome to Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers. I'm William Craig III, an AI business and career consultant. If you're new to the series, my mission is real simple: to help you run your job search like a well-organized job campaign, one with clarity, confidence, and strategy, using AI as your job campaign manager. Let's see who's saying hello. And welcome to those of you who are making yourself known. Where's my mouse? And those of you who are not making yourself known, I'm glad you're here. Give me just a moment. Just gotta, alrighty. Let's see what we got. Therese Jones. Hey, Therese. Therese says, hello, everyone, and stay cool. Yes, yes, yes. Down on the Eastern Shore, let me just tell you, walked out of the school, take the kids on a break, and immediately the Canadian smoke filled our nostrils. There was such a haze. I thought it was just one of those hot, hazy, humid days. No, it was a smoke that had drifted down from Canada. I don't know if you saw yesterday the shots from New York City. You could hardly see the Statue of Liberty. Upstate New York, where the bridge was literally blacked out because of the smoke and the orange glow. Well, we got that on the Eastern Shore today. And wow. So it wasn't just hot, it was smoky. So we had to take the kids back inside. But wherever you are, I saw that there was just wild weather. Again, the weather has just been crazy. So wherever you are, please stay safe. Please stay safe. Whatever it is you need to do to stay safe, please do it. And you'll definitely be in my prayers. Let's see. Who else we got joining us today? Shelly says, good evening, all. Good evening to you too, Shelly. Hope things are well where you are. Dawn Lewis says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dawn. Did you get some of that smoke up there in Baltimore today? Let me know. TJ Richardson says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, TJ. Appreciate you. Oh, my goodness. Purple rain, purple rain. Hey, Holly, glad you're in the house. Thanks for joining me this afternoon or this evening where I am. Good evening from smoky, hazy New York City. Yeah, Daniel, you better wear that mask, brother. I'm telling you. Yep, New Jersey is blanketed with smoke today. Oh, my goodness. And I said, when we were growing up, here we go, right? When we were growing up, we didn't have stuff like this happening. Oh, my goodness. Look, thank you all. Thank you all. Let's see. Dawn says, not where I am in Baltimore City. Man, it must have just come down the coastline and just hug the coastline and right on over to the Eastern Shore. Oh my goodness. It was amazing. It was amazing. Well, I'm glad that you didn't have to deal with that, Dawn. So look. I want to talk to you today. I'm going to show a video of something that I recorded last year, last June, when I was just getting started with all of this. And I'm going to play, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 minutes of it. And then I want to talk, and then I'm going to let you go. All right. Thanks again for joining me today. And for those of you watching the replay, today's special. I'm taking a time out from the AI prompts, if you will. And I just want to talk to you. And you guys can let me know how this works out for you on the flip side of this. But let's cue up this video. And then, like I said, we will talk in a little bit. And let's see. I'll do it this way. Put myself down in the bottom and let's go for it. You get it. Oops. Right. What would you say if I told you that the breakthrough you're praying for, the opportunity you've been grinding for is already on the way, but your daily decisions are delaying the delivery? Oh, something to think about. Hi, I'm William Craig III, also known as the Career Transition Guy. And today, I'm going to be sharing what you should be doing until that dream job shows up. Because look, the job market is crazy. I mean, it's just the wild, wild west. Maybe you've applied for 40, 50, 100 positions and still no callback, just crickets. I know you're frustrated and you're getting tired. And I get it. Not only have I experienced that, but if you've seen my LinkedIn profile, you know I've shared this information with somewhere in the neighborhood of 60,000 job seekers. And with YouTube, the numbers are growing every day. Now, I've read or seen the biographies of some of the most iconic names in business today. Oprah, Branson, Gates, even Trump. And guess what? They all hit walls too. But what separates the champions from the crowd is what they do, as Myra Golden would say, in the meantime, in between time. So look, here are 3 things, I'm not going to keep you, 3 things that you want to do until that super sweet job offer comes through. You ready? If you're taking notes, here's a good time. Number 1, become the expert while you're waiting. You want to get hired? Then show up as someone who's already working. Every day, I want you to study the industry you're pursuing. Watch the trends, read the news, follow thought leaders. Take free LinkedIn Learning or Coursera classes. Join a professional group. Build a Notion doc. My goodness, it's free. Make a one-pager on a company you admire. And what do you do with this information? So glad you asked. Here's a pro tip for you. Post what you're learning on LinkedIn at least once a week. You got that? It doesn't have to be fancy. Just let the world know, hey, I'm still in it. I'm still at it. I'm growing. I'm learning. I'm serious. Because your goal is to make recruiters say, whoa, wait a minute. Why haven't we hired this person yet? Quick story for you. I lost my job. I'd been unemployed for about a year. Well, all total was about a year and a half. But during that period of time, I stumbled on Entrepreneur Magazine. And what I read in that magazine was a little story about a company that had just started called Fiverr. And the question was posed, what would you do for $5? Now, that seems like a meager amount. And there's a passage in the Bible that says, do not despise the day of small beginnings. So nonetheless, here's what happened. I had been doing some things in my local church. For example, I'd been doing some voiceover things for the church and producing radio broadcasts for them. And, for free, something I enjoy doing. And when I stumbled on this Fiverr gig thing, I'm like, I wonder if somebody would actually pay me to do what I've been doing for free. Long story short, I created my Fiverr profile and I got to work. And can I tell you, I became the #1 voiceover radio commercial producer on Fiverr for about a year or so. And Fiverr actually invited me to host an event for them at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. How cool is that? But here's the thing about that. I was able to pay my bills until the job came through. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I became the expert and I put myself out there by way of Fiverr. And I ended up doing business with 32% of the world, places I will probably never go. I found out about a place called Fuerteventura. I helped them launch their TV station with one of my ads. Alrighty, so look, I'm going to share a couple of quick videos in a moment. This isn't about me, but I just wanted to give you some ideas about what you can do. So number 2, network like you're already on the inside. Now, this one is straight out of the book of Oprah, okay? She didn't just wait for doors to open. She introduced herself at the gate, smiling with a purpose. So while you're waiting, you need to build your network like it's your full-time job. Are you hearing me? But you don't go out there begging, all right? That's a turnoff. Don't go begging for help. You bring value. You ask thoughtful questions. You ask, what skills should someone in this role be mastering right now? Or if you meet somebody, you ask them, if you were hiring for this role, what would you be looking for? And can I tell you something? AI is the #1 skill that employers are looking for. And not so much that you just know about AI or maybe even how to use AI, but more specifically, how to apply AI to your specific job role. How would you as an accountant, how would you as a musician, how would you as a plumber, how would you, yes, even as a plumber, how would you use AI to make your work more efficient, to help make that company more profitable? That's what they want to hear about today. So real talk, the next job you land, it probably won't come from a job board, all right? This idea of click and apply, it's passé. And it's just going to bring more frustration and disappointment. Your next job, it's going to come from someone that you have met, that you've networked with, who mentions your name in a meeting. Hey, I met this guy, I met this gal. They said that they know how to do X, Y, and Z. Alrighty, here we go. Let's move on. Finish it up. Number 3, rewire the questions you're asking yourself. I've got a video somewhere on here on YouTube that says, ask better questions and get better answers. But here's the hard truth. If you keep asking yourself, why can't I get a job? Or what's wrong with me? Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm too young. Guess what? Your brain is going to absolutely find the answers to those questions. And guess what? That's not going to help you. So instead, ask better questions. For example, what does this delay make possible for me right now? What can I create while the world catches up to my greatness? Because, okay, I'm good. They need to know I'm good. Until they get there, what can I be doing? What can I create? Who do I want to be on the day that my offer comes through? Do you want to be the same person you were yesterday? I mean, hey, hopefully your offer comes through tomorrow. But you shouldn't be the same person tomorrow that you are today. I heard someone say you should get at least 1% better every day. Because guess what? Delays are not always denials. Sometimes they're divine setups. My good friend, Dr. Willie Jolly, was a nightclub singer. And he tells the story of how one day the nightclub owner came to him and told him that it was over. He was firing him. He was letting him go. Why? He was being replaced by, of all things, a karaoke machine. Imagine that. But Willie Jolly, Dr. Willie Jolly, went on to write the book, A Setback is a Setup for a Comeback. So what should you be doing until you find a job? Number 1, grow your genius. Number 2, expand your circle. And number 3, upgrade your mindset. That open door is coming for you. But guess what? You control how you walk through it. Are you going to crawl through it? Are you going to stumble through it? Or are you going to walk gleefully with your head held high, knowing that you bring value to that opportunity? Now, look, if nobody's told you lately, I believe in you. I know you say, but you don't know me. Well, I know this much about you. If you've watched this far, you're different. You stand out from the crowd. And one of the things that I do as a career coach is that I help people get hired by making their outstanding stand out. Again, I'm going to share just a couple of videos to give you some inspiration. Be sure to like, subscribe to my channel, share it with someone. Alrighty. Alrighty. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. I even like the fact that I had the music bed under there. I don't know why I stopped doing that. It added a nice little flavor to it, you know? But look, I'm not going to keep you. I want to share with you, and I can see the comment section, so let me know if you know what you're thinking as we go along here. I just want to point out a few things here. I talked about that whole piece about not despising the day of small beginnings, which we covered a few Fridays ago. It wasn't long ago. You want to see it, go back on Friday, one of these Fridays past here. But here's my question to you. Here's my question, because I shared with you yesterday my frustration. I know I just interrupted my own thought, but I shared with you yesterday my frustration of being on a webinar with people who are supposed to be giving information about how to get through this whole crazy job market, saying, oh, the job market's getting difficult. No, the job market is difficult. I recorded that video June of 2025. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was June 1st, but I'm not sure. But June of 2025, the job market was messed up then, okay? And it's still messed up. And, I'm not going to get into all of the stuff because we talked a little bit about that yesterday. But at the end of the day, they gave fluff. They didn't give real stuff. They didn't give, if I would have appreciated if they took 2 hours, because they took an hour. I didn't time it exactly, but I know they took an hour and just gave fluff. I would have appreciated if they went 2 or 3 hours to answer folks' questions, answer their questions, and get real meat on the table. That's what I'm attempting to do through daily AI prompts with job seekers and through working with folks one-on-one, is giving them real answers. That's what I was doing, I'm going to say, in my last role, and it seemed like they didn't want that. They wanted fluff. What is this? What is going on here? Anyway, here's my question. What do you do for free that you can get paid for? What do you do for free that you can get paid for? There may be stuff that people ask you to do. In my case, as you heard in the video, I was literally producing 3 radio broadcasts for my church, former church, producing 3 radio broadcasts. I wasn't getting paid, and found out about Fiverr.com, 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 through an article in Entrepreneur Magazine, and said to myself, I wonder if I can get paid for something that I'm already doing for free. What are you doing for free? Sit down with yourself this weekend, and maybe it's something you're just helping somebody with. You're not even thinking about the fact that I'm doing something for free, but maybe you're just helping a friend or helping a relative. Maybe you have helped a friend or helped a relative, or 2 or 5 or 10 over the past year with something. Maybe there's something that you know how to do, and you're saying, it's not really something that's part of the arsenal of my job bucket, but I know how to do it really well. Who might be willing to pay me for this? That's what I did. And you heard the story. It helped me pay my bills. At times I even had to turn it off at times because I had so much business coming through. Wouldn't you like that to be your story? I went to speak for a group, an organization, on last weekend. Someone came up to me basically saying, hey, I want to work with you. He's been sending me information. I've been putting together information so that I can do some work with this guy to help him with his business. Things that I already know how to do and have been doing for others. And now, here we go. There's an opportunity. I didn't pitch him. I didn't go to him. I didn't pitch anybody in the room. I just shared with them, here's a way that you can be more efficient and more effective in your business. I had shared with you, we had a luncheon, had a guest speaker come in, and they asked a few of us to have words after the business luncheon. And bottom line, one of the gentlemen there, I said to him, he's in a position of authority in his county. And I said to him, I'd love to work with you on this. And you know what he said? You know what his response was? I'd like that. In fact, we're having an event on this date. I'd like for you to come and join me and we can talk more. Are you hearing what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you've got to network like nobody's business. Okay. What a lady put in the chat during that webinar yesterday. She said, and I was thinking about this while I was driving today, and she said, so you mean to tell me you want me to reach out to total strangers? That's what she wrote in the chat. So you mean to tell me you want me to reach out to total strangers? And as I was driving, it was just funny, random thoughts run through your mind, and it hit me. She's lamenting the thought of reaching out to people that she doesn't know. But help me understand something. Isn't she expecting total strangers to reach out to her about her potentially working for them? I mean, is there a double standard here or what? If you're expecting total strangers to reach out to you, if you're expecting that hiring manager, that HR professional, that recruiter to reach out to you and give you an opportunity, give you a shot at an opportunity, they don't know you, but yet you're not willing to reach out to a total stranger to let them know that you're interested in an opportunity, to let them know that you'd like to know more about their industry, that you'd like to know if they were hiring for a certain position, what would they be looking for? You help me understand. And then the growth versus the fixed mindset. I told you I talked with the students about that. And here, I have it right in front of me. I almost forgot. Here's the book, Mindset, Dr. Carol S. Dweck. And if I'm not mistaken, she's actually updated the book. Go to Amazon. That's where I got my copy. Dog-eared and all. Mindset. There are only two mindsets, the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. One will open opportunities. One will close doors to opportunities. Real simple stuff. The kids got it. Okay. So I know you can get it. Mindset. Are you working on your mindset? Because here we go. You can either let the ghosting and the crickets and the rejections, you can either let that stuff shift your mindset in one direction, the fixed mindset, or you can determine that you're going to see the opportunity in the delay. You're going to find the opportunity in the delay. And as I shared with them, when you come upon something that you don't know how to do, instead of just saying, I don't know how to do that, and letting that be it and letting that be the thought, I don't know how to do this yet. Let me find out how I can figure out how to learn this. I don't know anybody in that industry. They talk about transferable skills, but I've only worked in this industry doing what I do. Now you're telling me that I got to go and find people in another industry because that industry is hiring and maybe there's some opportunities there, but I don't know anybody there yet. Yet, I need you to add this big little word to your vocabulary. Look, I'm going to read this. I'm going to let you go. Did you know that Walt Disney was fired from the Kansas City Star because his editor felt he lacked imagination and had no good ideas? Walt Disney. This was a new one to me. I've heard a lot of Walt Disney stories, but this is not one that I had heard. How about the fact that when Marilyn Monroe was trying to start her career, modeling agencies told her she should consider becoming a secretary? Boy, talk about proving them wrong. Steve Jobs. I do know this one. Steve Jobs was pushed out of the company he had co-founded because the board of directors felt he was wasting the company's resources working on expensive projects that did not have enough potential. They actually fired him. His board of directors fired him. But guess what? They brought him back. They brought him back. In other words, not everyone will understand your value or see your greatness. But here's the good news. It doesn't matter. You don't need everyone to pay attention, and you certainly don't need everyone to like you. You know, I've said this. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But thankfully, there's some people who like to drink coffee and they like it black. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let that go. Focus on creating awesome content for your community. What's your community? Hiring managers. What's your community? Recruiters. What's your community? HR professionals. What's your community? Directors, vice presidents, CEOs. That's your community. What are they looking for? What do they need? What's the value you bring that they're waiting for? Be consistent and show up. Here we go. Even when you're scared. There's another story I'm going to share with you at another time about someone who was totally afraid, but did it anyway. And you all, many of you will know this person, but have never heard their story. I just heard their story for the first time today. These are tried and true principles that lead to success. This is written by Amy Porterfield. She is a multi-millionaire content creator and coach, and someone that has coached me in the past. And look, I need you to understand that we are in one of the most opportune times in the history of the world. Don't get distracted by what's going on or not going on in the job market. Don't be distracted. If you need to, watch this replay. Sit down and take notes. But over the weekend, I want you to figure this out for you. Okay? The last thing I'm going to say, and I've been harping on this, why go it alone? Matter of fact, last night, I tossed and turned in bed last night. Lights out, the whole nine. It was just me in the room. And I tossed and turned thinking about you and how I can help you. What is it that I can do to help you? Next week, and I'll be making the announcement on Monday. That's the plan. God say the same. Next week, I'm going to be doing something special. I'm only going to be doing this. I'm only going to keep this open for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. That's the plan. I gotta throw a caveat in because God speaks to me, and then I end up doing stuff that I didn't plan to do, which this what I'm going to be doing for you all I didn't plan to do. In fact, it goes against what my coaches have said and conventional wisdom says, but I'm going to do something special for you all. So you need to be here Monday. Anybody you know that's unemployed, underemployed, or just unhappily employed, you need to invite them to Monday, 6 p.m. We'll be here together, and I'm going to share my AI prompt, but I'm going to make an announcement because I'm going to do something over the next couple of weeks to help you all. Okay? Because I want to see you be successful. And I did the reset in June to say, hey, let's work on things differently going to the end of the year. But I don't want to wait for the end of the year anymore. I want to speed the clock up. I want to speed up the clock, speed up, however you want to say it. But we need to make this thing happen. I am so encouraged today because I just from what has happened this week, and then today, the icing on the cake was I made another contact, virtual contact, but another contact that really is talking about helping me do something that has been a dream of mine for several years. I told you guys, I talked to a long lost friend, if you will, that I hadn't talked to, and we're talking about partnering, and I need you all to make it. I need you all, and I need you to have the right mindset, because when you have the right mindset, you'll see opportunity where you used to see closed doors. Okay. Somebody said, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Well, I heard somebody last week that was saying, if the first thing doesn't work, then you try the next thing and the next thing and the 100th thing and the 200th thing. Different mindset. All right, I'm gonna get us out of here. I saw some things pop up. Let's see here. What did I see here? I need my outstanding to stand out. I'm going to work on that. And you got to prayerfully there. All right. And here we go. I want to help you. I want to help you. All right. Let's see here. Dawn says, I bought that book in March. It's been really helpful with stars in her eyes. So glad to hear that. It's an easy read, and it truly is groundbreaking. Let's see, TJ, I just received a copy of the book Mindset. Wow, definitely need to stay on top of that self talk. Oh my goodness, no coincidence. I do not believe in coincidences. All right, look, let's make this, I'm going to say, let's make this year the best year that we've had in a lot of years, in a number of years. But what I'm coming to understand is that the disappointment that we faced, guess what? It's all part of the story. We talking about stories in our resume, our LinkedIn profile, et cetera, et cetera. It's all part of the story that gets people's attention, that helps to catapult us where we need to go. It's through the stories. Christopher Gardner, The Pursuit of Happiness. Had it not been for the struggle that he had, and no, none of us wants to be cleaning ourselves up in a subway bathroom and sleeping in there at night. None of us want to do that. But had it not been for the struggle that he went through, guess what? We'd never know his name. We'd never know his name. And I could go on, but I won't, because we're at 34 minutes. Hey, look, I hope you hear my heart today. I was driving and I said, today I just want to talk to folks. I want to talk. I want you to hear my heart, know what's on my mind, help you understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I genuinely want to see you succeed. All right? Look, I want you to have a wonderful evening. between now and tomorrow, 6 p.m. If you hear or see something that seems out of place, let somebody know. But there are only 3 things you have to remember. Everything else you can watch on the replay. 3 things. God loves you. I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Look to see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern, for our Inspiration Friday. God bless. Bye-bye, everybody.
Wow, that was fantastic. I haven't been this excited to learn about something since I left basketball. Anyway, Mr. Craig did another great job of sharing an AI prompt that anyone can use in their job search. Be sure to join him every day, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern, on his LinkedIn profile or his YouTube channel called Get Up and Get a Job. You can watch the replays there as well. And while you're at it, share this information with someone you know who wants or needs a new job. I've got to run. My team needs me. But keep up the great work, Mr. Craig. You're providing a great service for the community. I'm going to tell all of my players about daily AI prompts for job seekers with William Craig III.